Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and welcome back to the channel. It's always an honor and pleasure to have you stop by and check out what we have to say. And if this is your first time stopping by, man, you are welcome and thank you for pausing. And they call me MisterJaay, and we are proudly motherlanding on MisterJaay's reaction. We discuss a whole lot of issues: music, entertainment, lifestyle, politics, social issues from the continent. And before we do get started, I would like you to think about being part of the family. It's always an honor to have you join. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about tribalism and nepotism in African politics. And I know that it is a broad subject, and I will try to give a summary, and I will try to make it short, because if I want to start talking about all of these things, we would definitely we will be here for the next 24 hours. But yes, African politics is riddled with tribalism and nepotism. It is something which was handed down to our political elites by the European masters. Prior to the Europeans coming into Africa, man, we had kingdoms. We had kings, and our people up to today, we respect our kings, and we look at them as a traditional authority on certain things. Now, in most countries, we still have African kings, even though they do have a system of government. There is no presidential system of government. We still have little tribes and ethnic groups around countries in Africa where their kings are very, very respected, and the inhabitants or the people from that particular tribe or ethnic group look up to these kings. Now let's go back to the whole concept of tribalism and nepotism in the politics in Africa. So when the European came into Africa, they tried to choose who they can befriend, and with the power of those that they can befriend, they tried to control the other masses. Obviously, there were great resistances across Africa against the Europeans who came into Africa during the colonial period, and in an attempt to belong to the political elite, some of our African brothers and sisters decided to side with these colonial and imperialists to help them administer these territories. And when it came time for these folks to actually leave, go away, like in the disguise of giving independence to some of these African colonies, these Europeans put in place some of these people that were kissing asses to them while they were in the continent to help them administer the country, the various countries. Now, you will look at it and think, oh, we got our independence, but it's been 60 years plus. A whole lot of things don't look like they've changed. It just changed from the colonial masters being in place to puppets put in place by these colonial masters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm not going to make this vlog very, very long. I will try to summarize it and bring it down. I want us to look at the case of Africa's giant, man, one of the most populated country in Africa, and we are talking about Nigeria. Now, every African country has different tribes, different ethnic groups, and people pledge allegiance to the authorities, to these ethnic groups. And Nigeria, being one of the biggest, one of the most powerful, and the giant of Africa, they definitely come with a whole lot of ethnic groups in Nigeria, which is every African country with different ethnic groups coming together to form one country. And it's a very powerful thing. I do not think that Europeans have this system. European is either one side or the other side. I don't know of any European country that has a whole lot of ethnic groups coming together to form one country. If you look at Germany, there are no ethnic groups in Germany. If you look at England, there are none. So these are some of the things that makes us in Africa different. Speaking of tribalism and nepotism, I want to talk about the situation that has been unfolding online. Now, a couple of days ago, man, a Nigerian In Canada, she voiced that an opinion which is actually disgusting, and that voice has been creating a whole lot of backs and forth in Nigeria in terms of the political scene. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to sit here and tell you that I duly understand the differences between ethnic groups in Nigeria, but as a son of Africa, I can take my case study from my own country, the impact of tribalism and nepotism, especially when it comes to politics. There are locations of resources to different parts of the country. Now, that sister made that statement and it went viral. A whole lot of people have dropped comments about it. A whole lot of people have castigated her, and the House of Representatives in Nigeria they are currently working to figure out exactly what the system, why did she make that in, and to punish this Nigerian for kind of like inciting hatred and violence. If you look at Africa, every president, every leader in Africa, when they come into power, they start practicing what we call tribalism and nepotism. They bring together their own people from their own ethnic tribes, people with whom they can easily relate to. And in so doing, if you look at Africa now, you have the history of so many African countries following this same kind of pattern. And this has caused civil unrest and even genocide, which in the case of Rwanda, we can talk about the Utsis and the Tutsis. And that led into a grave thing which our colonial imperialists actually backed and financed. Now, let's come back to this whole audio and this whole Igbo versus Yoruba situation. I'm not a Nigerian, but I want to say this to my fellow Nigerians. I've been reading all your comments and I've been reading all your messages, and I've been studying and analyzing this whole thing as an outsider. And there's one thing I want to beg of you guys to understand. Your political elites are looking to capitalize on this. They are pushing an agenda that is going to bring about this ethnic group versus that ethnic group, us against them. I do not want to go into the details of all of the funny and nasty gaslighting things that has been said online. Of course, different ethnic groups, when you are faced with the situation of choosing sides, an Igbo person would definitely choose his own authority, and the Yoruba person would definitely choose their own authority. But the thing is this though, when it comes to a period where there's supposed to be an election, because I do know that there's an election that is about to unfold, and the political elites are trying to play on this concept that they want you not to vote for certain candidates based on their ethnic groups. Please do not fall for that. Do not fall for that, because recently there's been a situation in Nigeria of the protests of the end of bad governance. If a person is from this ethnic group or that ethnic group, but they can govern, if they can govern correctly, if they can handle matters, it doesn't matter what group or candidate is from. You should try to look at somebody who will bring about good governance. Do not fall for all this tricks and this gaslighting that is going on there that I'm seeing. My Igbo people and my people from Edo, please pay attention to this, because from the looks of things, they are trying, the political goons and elite in Nigeria, they are trying to separate you people. They are gaslighting you people. They do not want you to vote for people that will bring about good governance in your various lives. Do not fall for all this gaslighting. There is a candidate, man, Oludi, which definitely from everything I've read, this man has been doing something really good in that part of that country. And now the political elites, they do not want you to vote for this person, and they go and they use these techniques. If you are smart enough, you will understand that no matter what the system is, the political elites are not there for you. They are there for their own pockets. When they get into power, they don't want to relinquish power. They want to stay in there, keep practicing tribalism and nepotism. And then the average Nigerian, regardless of your ethnic group or your allegiance to what tribe, you are dying and you are starving in poverty. Now they have started this whole trick of, putting tribalism and political madness into you guys all. I want you to forget about the whole, they posted your traditional rulers, and this group is going after this group is calling, bro, let me tell you this, wake up and smell the coffee. Do not let a situation of the Abiokata crisis to repeat itself. Now that was over religious beliefs. And religious belief is also a topic which is very sensitive when it comes to politics in Africa. That can actually, it can be gaslighted to a different level. I'm not going to say much. A whole lot of you already understand what I'm talking about. There is an election that is coming up. Do not fall into the trap of what the political elites in Nigeria are doing. If you guys are calling for good governance, forget about this whole concept of ethnicity. Work to ensure that whoever you guys vote for is that person that will bring about good governance, bring about the allocation of resources to the right chambers, not those who will fight to stay there forever and do nothing for you. Now, I will end this vlog by saying this. If you are Igbo and you have problems with the Edo people, you need to understand that even if you are Igbo, Yoruba, Edo, you're from Benin, you are all Nigerians. Now, do not let these political elites, who actually are like puppets to these imperialist colonial masters, to incite and gaslight you people to forget the whole nature of being one people. Heck, every African country has different ethnic groups. That doesn't mean that these are different countries. That's the beauty of our diversity. So please, do not fall for that. Go and vote for somebody who will bring about change. It doesn't really matter if the person is from Edo or the person is Igbo. Let us focus on what is really at hand. And what is really at hand and what is at stake is bad governance in Nigeria. That's my time. I want you to leave a comment and let me know exactly what you think. And I like to always bring everybody in. Let's discuss. It's a conversational platform. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about our politics. Let's talk about our social issues. You feel me? That's my time, and I hope you didn't forget to be part of the family. Now, peace.